we move on to discuss Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored a brace for Portugal in today's match against Ireland as they defeated Ireland 3-0. They dominated the game, having 20 shots compared to 5 for Ireland and 9 shots on target to 1. 69% possession to 31%, 772 passes to 345. Really outclassed this Ireland national team, which is fully expected. This is a Portuguese team with a vast array of talent, and they're playing this game at home. This is their last game in preparation before they kick off their European Championship against the Czech Republic. Next Tuesday, a week from now, they will be kicking off their European Championship against Czech. So this is probably going to be, close to the lineup that we might see in that opening game, we assume, because, I'm assuming they want to, go with it. But at the same time, it's not always like that, because, obviously Ruben Diaz was on the bench at this game. He will be starting at that in the European Championship. So, but overall, we saw a unique team. I think the team that we see against Croatia is going to be probably the team that we see at the European Championship opening game. Besides Gonzalo Ramos, I think he will not be the starter. It will be Ronaldo in there instead. But apart from that, I think that will be the starting 11 at the European Championship, the team that went to play against Croatia and actually lost that game. But the main story here is Cristiano Ronaldo. He gets back into this Portuguese team, and he scores 2 goals, and he could have had a third. He missed a free kick earlier where he didn't miss. He hit the crossbar. It was unfortunate. And, it's just, man, this dude, he keeps scoring, goal-scoring records. He keeps breaking the records, keeps increasing his tally as the all-time leading goal scorer for Ireland. He scored both of his goals in the second half. It's really unbelievable. 39 years old, a brilliant goal that he curled in, his first goal, and then now he added another goal. This is 130 international goals and 207 games for his country. It's just phenomenal what Cristiano Ronaldo has done. He played his first games in a major tournament in 2004. 20 years later, he's getting ready for his 6th European Championship. They open up against Czech Republic. They also get to face Turkey and Georgia in a group that they will be heavily favorites in, obviously. And now the main question is Cristiano Ronaldo, whether or not he should start. Yes, he's had a dominant year in Saudi Arabia. He's been phenomenal in Saudi Arabia. In terms of goal scoring, they weren't able to win a trophy, but he had 35 goals and 11 assists in 31 matches. And obviously it is the Saudi league, but scoring 35 goals in 31 games is impressive no matter what league you do it in. Even if it's in the MLS, it's an impressive stat. And what will not go away despite, him, getting older and all that, what won't go away is his ability to finish, his leadership, his ability to get in the right areas at the right spot, his footballing brain, the IQ, his ability to be a great box striker. That will not go away. His ability to finish will not go away. His ability to, take set pieces and all that will not go away. Now, there will be certain games where, maybe, in a game that you're going up against, a higher level team and you need to press from front to speed up play and all that. He doesn't give you that in terms of pressing at this age. Now, if you want to play against the better teams that are pushing up, playing forward, and you kind of get forced to play in transition, Ronaldo's not at that point where he can make runs in behind. He doesn't have that blistering pace that he had back in his prime. So that could be an issue with the fact that, he doesn't have that kind of pace no more. And he's not really a transition striker. He's also not going to be a striker that's going to help you in terms of dominant play. His back to goal is, he's decent. He's still quality, don't get me wrong. But, I think he's kind of limited in his role at this point of being a box striker, which is fine against the lesser teams. But when you're going up against the better teams, that will be a problem, especially with the fact that he does not really press. And if you're going up with and if let's say Rafael Leao is also getting the start, those are two guys that really don't provide you anything, any sort of help defensively when you don't have the ball. They're two liabilities in my opinion. And also another situation Roberto Martinez is going to find himself in. And by the way, this is a Roberto Martinez that's been reluctant to bench players that's had a good run for the national, like Eden Hazard, who has had a good run before, but is coming a little bit late, coming out of their prime. Roberto Martinez has not really shown the bottle to bench a player. So let's say they're going up against a France or something, or that nature, 65, 70 minutes in, and Ronaldo, he's just not giving you anything. Does Roberto Martinez have the guts to take him out in a quarterfinal? In a tight ball game, maybe you're down 1-0 or it's 0-0, or maybe even you're up 1-0 and you want to bring in somebody that will press from the front and provide a little bit of support defensively as well as what he can do forward. Does Roberto Martinez have that sort of nerve to bench Cristiano Ronaldo? I don't think so. I think Cristiano Ronaldo could be a detriment, even though he is an asset at the same time at this point, because what makes him so great, his desire, his competitiveness, his spirit, is also in this situation could be what makes him potentially volatile with with his issues in regarding not accepting being on the bench, frustration that might come being subbed in a tight ball game and all that. What makes him great could also be what causes Roberto Martinez the most headaches at the same time at these summer European championships. So there's positives and negatives with playing Cristiano Ronaldo. Now look, at the end of the day, when you have guys like Rafael Leao, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, all that, when you have that sort of quality of player, getting the ball to Ronaldo, getting the ball through, and if they're able to find Ronaldo who can find space in the box, he can be a deadly box striker. He still has amazing finishing ability, and he still, once in a while, he has the legs to run past someone and beat someone one-on-one once in a while, or to leap and get ahead. He still has ability in that nature, but in terms of being that transition player that is deadly on the counter, he does not have that kind of ability anymore. And for me, a Portugal team, I think Diego Jota playing in that role, I think he will be a better option, the best option they got. I don't think Gonzalo Ramos, I'm not a big fan of him. I don't think he's, I think Ronaldo will be a better 9 than him. But a guy like Diego Jota, he gives you ability, he gives you great finishing, he gives you goals, he can play in the transition amazingly well. He gives you a little bit of everything. Now, he's not a prototypical 9 in terms of, the height and the stature and all that. But in terms of play, in terms of finishing, he is also a very good option. And he is someone that will have energies to press up from the front. You see what he does at Liverpool. He is willing to press, and he has the high energy levels to press. So I think Roberto Martinez has a huge question to ask himself, and it's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time for Ronaldo and Portugal. Now, as far as Portugal and these chances at the summer, I mean, you gotta say it's a great team. They did lose to Croatia in a game that was very eye-opening and a little concerning, especially that's one of their worst performances since Roberto Martinez came in. But you could also say, that shows like the spirit this Croatian team have, of their ability to perform against teams more talented than them. And that's a good sign for them entering these Euros, by the way, for Croatia. But, and also, Cristiano Ronaldo scored 2 goals, but you're not going to face teams as woeful as Ireland in the European Championship. I'll tell you what, you got a good test in Czech Republic and Turkey. Georgia, that's a weaker opponent. That's an opponent that Portugal should take care of easily. But then you can move on to the knockout stages and there's nowhere to hide. And I just feel like Ronaldo being on a number 9 position against some of these top teams, I don't know if it's really gonna work out in Portugal's favor.